Greetings, wonderful well-beings. Welcome back to another episode of Key Expressions. I'm Key, guys. Welcome back to the channel. And today I want to talk about knowing yourself. You hear the phrase a lot, I'm sure. Know yourself, know your worth, baby. And a lot of times, you know, that term is coined like to know yourself, like know who you truly are, like you're a divine spirit having a human experience. You're a pure, high, divine spirit, just having a human experience, and that's who you truly are, like your inner self. Like that's usually how I hear, like know yourself in that way, but I don't really hear often like know yourself like fully as a human being, who you are, like, and your lower natures, your human nature, and that is included like with knowing yourself fully as a whole person. Know yourself as a spirit and know yourself as a human and the traits that you really have. And that's why I think astrology is really important. I understand not everybody's into astrology, but I think it really shows you who you really are in a human level, like, because it shows like all the negative traits. It shows everything, astrology, like, and you know, I feel like all of us are all the signs anyway. We embody all the zodiacs, all the energy of all the zodiacs, but just some people are more of a certain energy than others. So like whatever your sun sign is, Leo, Gemini, Scorpio, Virgo, whatever it is, like you probably embody those energies and express those energies more than the other energies. And just knowing the birth chart, just looking at your moon sign and the other signs, it really helps just knowing yourself, knowing your lower self and who you are, and your shadow side, the side that you probably don't like to show people, the side that you probably hidden away, or the side that you probably let show. But the thing about knowing your lower self and knowing your astrology and birth chart is to transcend it and to live above it in your higher self. But with that, it comes knowing your lower self. You have to be aware of your human nature and who you are. That's why I know I'm not afraid to admit the things like I'm selfish, I'm, judgmental, I'm some negative traits sometimes. And these are things that I understand, I accept in myself, and I know, but I know who I truly am above all that is spirit, and not to keep myself locked down in those lower natures. And that's why discipline is so important, They use our lower natures to control us. I mean, it's obvious. It's obvious. I really don't like to, anyway, they use our lower nature against us. If you look around in the world, what do they target? What are they always targeting? They're targeting our gut, our lower chakras. They're targeting us through food, sex, drugs. Even, TV is targeting, our mental, but most of the things that are like considered bad are targeted towards our lower chakras. Like we literally have a brain in our gut that people don't realize, and it's connected. Your brain and your gut are connected, so they target our lower selves, our lower chakras. And if you're not aware of who you truly are, you could easily just be going through life letting flesh control you and like being like, oh, this is just who I am, I'm human, blah blah blah, I'm just human, blah. Like you are human, but you are spirit as well. Like your higher self is spirit. So yeah, you should definitely accept who you are as a human being, but like I just said, it can control you if you're not unaware of it. Like addictions, like addicted to food, addicted to sex, addicted to drugs. If you don't have a hold on it, it's controlling you. And I had to realize that about myself recently. I knew it, but the food that had a hold on me, and I just allowed it, because I just allowed it to happen. And I literally took a day off work just because I needed like a break from going there and seeing the food that I'm addicted to, especially since I've been working there for the past 4 months and eating it like every day. I needed a break, and especially the past week I've been cooking more and trying to get my my spirit back in control. Like, that's who should always be in control, your spirit, you know, over the flesh. But I was letting the flesh control me, and I knew it because I couldn't stop. Even days I said I was gonna fast, I went to work and seen them chicken wings and was like, nah, we beasting. Like, and literally, and that's what happened. Like, I didn't have no control. So I really feel like me having to take a step back and like being aware, and then being like, okay, I need to, you know, get back to eating healthy. It ain't even, sometimes it ain't even about what you're eating. It's like, you got to be honest with yourself. Do you have a problem? Like, are you letting the flesh control you? That's really it. It ain't really that's the main thing. Are you letting the flesh control you? Do you have an addiction? When you can't stop doing something, that means your flesh is controlling you. So I had to like step back and started cooking and eating healthier. And even like after cooking and eating healthier, like I said, I took a day off because I feel like I still needed time to be away from that stuff to really just help with the temptation. Like, it's real. And like, that's why I really feel like, even when they say just not be controlled by the flesh, like even like sex and stuff like that, like if anybody, it's hard to trust somebody who you see that is controlled by their flesh. Even myself, it's hard to trust myself when my flesh is controlling me. I can't even like trust myself because I'm not aware. Like I'm just like on autopilot, letting my flesh do what it want to do, like, you know, and not stopping and taking a real look, like, who's in control here? Like, what is going on? Who is really in control, and why am I doing this? Especially when I say I want to eat healthier and do what's right for my body and my spirit, and I want God to work through me and, you know, be the best I could be, and then, you know, really be honest with myself. Like, if I really want this, why am I letting flesh control me when it comes to anything? If you, like I said, if it becomes an addiction when you can't stop anything, drugs, sex, food, alcohol, like, and that's why I think it's just so important to have discipline and to know, like, it's time to, you know, let it go, and let spirit guide and let spirit get control back over your flesh. And that's how they do it though. They target us, and it's so much out there in the media, on social media, just a whole bunch of food, a whole bunch of sex, a whole bunch of drugs, and just a whole bunch targeting us and trying to, you know, keep our flesh in control of us, when they know when spirit is in control, everything is gonna is just totally different. Like, they no longer can control us. That's why we have to have control over ourselves before we even try to, like, that's how I feel. I feel like I have to control over myself before I try to do anything in life. Like, I know it's a process, you know, I don't want to be too hard on myself. It's a process, but like, just controlling myself and you know, I've told myself a lot, see, and that be that flesh talking. When you be like, no, okay, nah, I can do this. Like, you know, it ain't nothing. Like, you know, just keep doing this. Like, that's that flesh talking. When you know, like, your spirit wants what's best for you. So if you're doing anything detrimental, like that is all flesh. Like, and you gotta let spirit get back in the driver's seat. Like, and I know that I've done that, like, and like I just said recently, just with the whole food thing, like just binging and eating unhealthy. I was telling myself I was gonna fast like every week, and just didn't, like, because it had a control over me. It's like an addiction. Any addiction, drugs, sex, it has a control over you, where you say like you want to do better or stop doing it, but you keep going back to it because the flesh, man. and the lower chakras. And really, it really takes like really cleansing and healing that area. You have to stop in order to like cleanse that area and really be able to see clearer with your third eye, with your, you know, spirit, like, and see what's really going on, like. And that's just how I feel. Like it had a hold on me for a little minute, and it's still a battle, man. And that's why I think just staying connected to source and spirit and knowing who you are and just trying to make the best decisions and not giving up on yourself, man. It's so important, like, because it's something, man. It's like, it's real. The flesh is controlling you. Be aware when you don't have control over your life. Like, you say you want to do something, but you're allowing your body just to do what it wants instead of saying and telling your spirit's telling it, no, we're going to do this. We're going to get up out of bed. We're going to go get exercise. We're going to make a healthy meal. You know, we're not going, but it's a process, you know. But I just feel like being aware and discipline, self-discipline, when you know you could be more self-disciplined within yourself, when you know you, especially mine is emotional stuff. Like when I get emotional, that's when I usually run to, you know, pleasures, things of the lower chakra, just to get that immediate, you know, that immediate self-satisfaction, that pleasure. And I just want to throw this in there right now when it comes to like sex, because I'm just talking about pleasure, but you know, it's a lot of pleasure. Like when it comes to like being with a significant other, like I've said this in my old video, but like, do you want to be with somebody who has no control over their flesh? Like, think about it, and then think about it with yourself. And just know that you attract what you are. It's like people, like, example, will attract the cheater. Let's say a woman, she attract a man, he start cheating on her. He ain't got no control over his flesh. He want to go out there and have sex, do what he want to do. And she's looking like, why is he doing this to me? You know, and then people be like, you are what you attract. And she like, nah, that's not me. I'm not a cheater. But when you have to really look at it at a bigger picture. Do you have control over your flesh? Maybe you don't have control over your flesh. That don't mean you cheating, but you attracted a man that don't have control over his flesh too. Like, y'all both letting flesh guide you, and I think that's why the whole conversation about sex, all of the sex, food, and drugs, like I said, is important. Like, to know and to have self-discipline over yourself, and because you're gonna attract what you are. So if you ain't got no discipline and you out here, like I said, letting flesh control you, you're gonna attract that. I know it's just what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's about discipline, and that's why I feel like, you know, when it comes to attracting, you know, a husband or wife or life mate, you wanna be right first. You wanna be right with God and spirit and yourself, and not be letting anything of your lower nature, your human nature, control you. Like, yes, we're humans, but we still, when we become aware, we can do better. We can make better choices. I mean, we're supported. We have everything we need. We really don't need those things outside of ourselves. We really don't need unhealthy food. We don't need drugs. We don't need sex, you know, like, especially like a whole bunch of casual sex. We don't need it. Spirit doesn't need it. It's only flesh that really needs it. So that's why I think it's important. Like, even the whole waiting a marriage thing, I think that makes sense, to wait till marriage to know that your person can control their flesh, and not just with sex, but with other things too. It's like very important to know that. And like I said, if I don't trust myself, and if I'm letting flesh control me, then I'm not gonna trust anybody outside of myself that I'm attracting, because I know that I'm not doing right by spirit. You feel me? Like, so that's just something to think about, you guys. Like, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, I think this is really big, real serious, something to really think about. It ain't about being extreme. It's just about making better decisions and being aware. So you guys let me know in the comments. If you're new here, like, comment, subscribe, and I appreciate y'all for watching. You already know we winning wellness. Put your crowns on and keep your crowns on, because we winning, period. You guys continue to take care of yourselves and just stay aware, be better. I love y'all. Peace.